Holidays and Happy New Year. Once again, we find ourselves in lockdown, with COVID-19 moving swiftly through our communities. I know some of you are unwell, and I wish you a speedy recovery. For the nutrition course this winter, the underlying theme is Eat for Vitality. This means we are eating to boost our immune systems and packing each plate of food with lots of nutrients and goodness. We spent last term learning about vitamins and what we need to eat. We will now move on and learn how to eat as many as possible during each plate of food and during each week. So this January, we're going to focus on how to do that. And the best way to do this is by planning. Many times last term, I kept saying plan, make a plan, set a goal. But I did not explain why this was important or how to do it. So that is what we are going to do today. Why do we need to plan? Well, let me explain. When we don't plan, things can get rather chaotic. With us all being forced to stay at home, it is important to try and be as prepared as we can for the day and the week ahead. By organising what we are going to eat and when, we can try to make each meal as nutritious and as healthy as possible. There are other reasons as well. One good reason for planning what we are going to eat is so that we can control the calories we are eating. If you are following a special diet, are trying to lose weight, or are watching what you eat, then by planning in advance, it will help you to monitor things. As I said at the start, we want to try and pack as many vitamins as we can onto our plates at each mealtime. Firstly, if we plan it out, we can make sure we have the right foods in our cupboard. Secondly, we can also ensure that we are eating fruit, vegetable and spices to help support our immune system. If you have diabetes or are following a low carbohydrate diet, it will also help you to monitor your carbohydrate intake. You will have a record of what you have eaten or about to eat. This will help you to decide whether you could swap it for an alternative, replace the carbohydrate with a whole grain, or alternatively another lower glycemic index food. There are also benefits in terms of saving yourself money and time. If you plan in advance, you will only need to buy the foods that you require. It is nearly always cheaper to cook a meal at home than to have a takeaway, and often it is also quicker than leaving home, making the purchase, and returning home. Being more organised at home with your food will help you to free up time. If you can make planning a habit and it becomes second nature for you, you will find it both rewarding and satisfying, and you can also take back control of your eating habits. It will also help you to plan for diversity and make sure you are eating a varied diet as is possible. You'll be able to tell by looking at your plan if you are eating different foods and plenty of different vegetables. We will pick this up next week, but when you are planning, remember to plan a balanced plate of food. Make each meal during the day different and try to include a protein, a carbohydrate, a little bit of fat and some fruit or vegetable on every plate of food. So let's now look at some planners you could use. There are lots of examples on the internet, but broadly they are split into two types, and you can choose the ones that work well for you and that you prefer. You can either have the columns as days and the meals as rows, or the other way around, and the rows as days and the columns as meals. Find whatever works for you. One important point to consider is to plan time for when you are going to plan your next meal plan. Choose a time that is quiet, that you have time to think, and that you will make the most of the experience. This week I have planned to cook for you a mushroom soup. Mushrooms are full of vitamin D, the garlic is antiviral, and the chicken stock is full of B vitamins, which are good for our immune system. If you also serve this with a glass of orange juice, you will benefit from having fresh vitamin C. Here are the ingredients that you will need. Well, thank you for watching today, ladies. I hope you've enjoyed the session. My challenge to you this week is to find a planner that works for you, and next week we will start filling it in. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and goodbye.